watching Gov's Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple minutes. This is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent.
Tony, welcome to Go.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
I gotta pat you down though, pal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Got anything on you? Anything I should know?
I got nothing.
Anything weird going on?
What?
All right, you go in, Tony.
Good. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Tom Kelly of The Tom Kelly Show. Yes, this is not the only time I've gotten on my knees in the back room of a comedy club.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. Give Two Eagles Auto Body a call and please ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. That's 516-328-2527.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony on the Knockem Dead Radio Show. They're gonna keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Dead Comedy Radio.
Hey, Tony, you're not funny, and you probably shit yourself a lot, and you're no fun to be with, and you don't make that much money, and you're not going anywhere in show business, and I hope you get hit by a bus.
telling all your friends the party never ends. Knockem Dead.
Hello, everybody. Happy Friday to you. Hope everybody is well. Thanks for joining us today. Welcome to the Knockem Day Comedy Show here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast, Facebook page, YouTube channel. Whichever one you're on, we appreciate it. We ask, no matter which one you're on, that you share the link to this show and all over your socials. Tell everybody you know about all the great shows here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. However, if you'd like to comment and be a part of today's show, hear your name read, hear your comments read, please do so on the YouTube feed, because that is where we monitor the comments, which a lot of you are doing already because they're very excited about my guest today. Rosie Fiumara is here, ladies and gentlemen. And I said the name right.
You did.
I did.
Yes,
I'm very
that's a
proud of
rarity.
myself.
Thank you.
Although, we were talking before we went on the air. I don't really understand how people get the name wrong.
Everybody.
I don't understand what's wrong with them.
I don't know. You just have to spell it out, like Fiumara. And then they get it.
Yeah.
But it takes a little while sometimes.
Well, not for me.
No.
That's the one thing I'm smart about, so I'm bragging. All right. So, by the way, I forgot to mention, we're here coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club. Got to throw that out there. Where Rosie is quickly becoming like a Gov's regular almost. You can see Rosie tomorrow night right down the hall in the Giggle. Right? Oh no, tonight in the Giggle room right down the hall here from this room tonight. Who else is on that show? Do you know?
A very good friend of mine, Danny Calabrese, is featured.
Oh, very nice.
Jason Mercado, I know. is
Oh,
on the
Jason's cool.
show.
Yep.
And Fat Jay is headlining.
There you
Very
go.
Funny.
Fat Jay is the best.
He's
Love
great.
him.
I was there. I saw him last night.
Right. Well, and that too. We were gonna get to that. You played one of Governor's clubs last night, the Brokerage.
Yes.
Fat Jay, Mary Capone, Michelle Fox, Joe DeVito.
That was a treat.
Keith Anthony.
Yes.
Did he actually perform?
Yes.
He's a killer. Fat Jay, Eric Tartaglione.
Yes, he's so funny.
Of course, you. I mean, I was telling Rosie before we went on the air, I was supposed to go, my wife and I, because there was some fundraisers.
Yes.
There was a
Boy Scout.
There was a Boy Scout fundraiser. We know some of the people, so we wanted to go and support. And of course, always, I'm always hanging around one of the clubs. I love just seeing everybody.
And there was a PTA as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Don't care. I'm kidding. But then I saw pictures this morning, and I see all the, who was on the show. I'm like, son of a bitch, what
Ivory
a killer!
was there too.
Oh, Ivory was there too.
Yes, he was.
Fucking love that guy.
He's good.
He is awesome. Oh my god.
He's wild.
He's wild. He's got great energy. He's funny, and we were talking again before we went on the air. We were talking about how, for the most part, this has been a great community.
Amazing.
And
so far,
Ivory, he, obviously off stage, he's not that crazy energy that he has on stage, but he has got to be one of the nicest, down to earth, and very intelligent guy too.
let me tell you something.
He's great.
He had my heart at like moment one, because the first time I met him, one of the first things he said to me was how much he loved his mother.
Oh.
And he was so attentive to his wife.
Yes, I love that. She comes to every show.
She's a doll.
Yeah,
and
that's cool.
I have one son.
Okay.
And the way he spoke about his mom, I said to him,
Really?
I hope that one day my son can say that about me.
And what brought that on? That he
He
said
had
that?
lost his mother not that long before.
Oh,
and
okay.
I don't know. It just kind of came up. I don't remember exactly how.
He
but
just came up to you and said, I love my mother.
I just love my mom so much,
out of nowhere.
Rosie. Nice to meet you.
Well, it's an interesting way to get conversation going. He is fantastic. Love that guy.
Yeah.
And love his comedy. Just, love
His
everything
crowd
about him.
work.
Yes. He is very good at his crowd work.
Yes, he is.
Great host. Let me read some comments
Okay.
because they're coming in pretty quick.
Oh, good.
Jessica Gross.
That's my cousin.
Let's go so hyped, she says. And then there's another comment with just a bunch of emojis like fire and I think hand clapping, I think. James Grimm, hey now, looking forward to the show. Thank you, James. Rick Morera from Canada.
Oh. Wow, internationally known.
Absolutely. Oh, we get hasn't been, it's been a while, but we had a few viewers from England.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know how, why. We had a guy from Spain and we had a guy from Russia. Although they haven't been on in a while. Nilda Acevedo says, break her leg, Rosalind. Rosalind?
That's my real name.
Oh, is that right? I like that. Rosalind.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then, yeah, well, that's a name, too. Nilda.
Nilda. That's my mom's sister.
Oh, very nice. Hi, Aunt Nilda. I'll butcher that. My apologies. Jessica Gross says, yay, Rosie, so proud, break a leg. Mickey Delaney's watching. Mickey's watching from Seattle. Good morning, Mickey.
Okay.
Yep, he watches every day.
I'm a big Seattle fan.
Is that right?
Yeah, I'm a grunge girl.
I was going to get to that too. I know you like Pearl Jam.
I love Pearl Jam.
I'm not a stalker. I just had to do my research for the show. All right, calm down. I've been accused. I've had people. Oh, you're a creep. I just do my research for the show. That's all. All right.
Am I going to have to add you to the blocked list?
No, not yet. Not because I'm a stranger, but once you get to know me, you probably will. And I do have to warn you too. So the next comment it says, "Good morning" from a gentleman named John Rusiello. John Rusiello is down in Florida.
Okay.
This man, he pretty much hits on all my female guests.
Oh.
So just I'm just joking around, but we call him Romeo.
Oh.
There's another woman who watches our show. Her name is Ann. She's in California. Half the time they're not even watching because they're commenting, talking to each other.
Oh,
how are you, sunshine? I miss you. And John likes to call in, so then Ann will comment, oh, it was good to hear your voice.
Have their own romance.
Yeah, it's quite disgusting. Lillian Rodriguez says, yay, Rosie. Jessica Gross says, my cuz, she's so pretty.
Oh,
Yes.
Jess.
See, and I want to say, yes, she does. She looks fantastic. But again, then I worry about, people thinking I'm a creep. But you do. You look fantastic.
Thank you.
All
I
right.
appreciate that.
So I don't want you to think I didn't notice. But and she also says, and her cousin is hilarious. Tano Aces?
That sounds, I don't know what that sounds like, but there's
Taino?
Taino?
Taino.
Oh, Taino. That's like the Puerto Rican, like the indigenous people of. So that's definitely somebody in my family.
Yeah, that's why I spelled it, because I'm learning Nilda and Taino. Taino. See, I'm screwing it up already. Well, she says that's our prima.
Oh, that's cousin.
Oh, okay.
You didn't realize today you were going to be on, hooked
I'm
on,
learning.
Telemundo.
Telemundo. But they have all the great soap operas with a lot of sex.
Oh, yeah, the telenovelas.
Yeah, baby.
You have to leave a room with
Somebody's been practicing.
in dramatic fashion.
Any of you Telemundo fans that can get her an audition. James Grimm says, he just says, and Ivory Fields. Oh, maybe because when we were naming all the people from last night, he wrote in Ivory Fields. Nilda says, she's not heavy, she's my niece. All right. Jessica, one request, can we raise her mic? Because all right, John, see, now Romeo was calling. Yes, I will raise the mic. So the mic
you
is
can't
raised.
hear me? Should I get a little closer?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
All right, so, all right, just calm down there, Romeo. You can't handle any more women.
What are you saying? What reputation do I have? Hola, mi amor, ¿cómo estás?
Oh, you hear that? You hear that? Oh, my goodness.
Oh, boy.
I bet you those are the only words he even knows. The guy can barely speak English. Would you faint? Where'd you go? Hello.
I can't believe how the reputation I have. First of all, I am a very happily married man. That's number one.
Yes.
Number two, all right, my wife is standing right here. Hold on. Say hello, Dawn.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, you saint.
You see? So, you see, right away, it puts right. You went right in the shitter. Right in the shitter. Says that I'm a womanizer. I'm this and that. There's no way. There's no way. But I tell you, I will say this. All right. Hold on. Mrs. Rochelle wants to say something.
Tony, I really do not have a clue how he got this nickname Romeo. The man bought me a bouquet of flowers once 15 years ago, and it has never happened since. Where are you getting this Romeo nonsense?
I just made it up.
Yeah.
I'm going to get in trouble here.
Because I'm cheap. No.
You better order some flowers for her today, my friend, or you're in deep shit with me.
Listen, February 14th, I'm going to the show.
Yes, you're taking her to see the Uncle Louie Variety Show. Those guys, have you met those guys? Those guys are fantastic. Yeah, all right. But that's 2 weeks or 2 or 3 weeks away, man. You buy her flowers today.
Listen, I'm handicapped. I can't leave the house. I'm sorry.
There's a thing called the internet.
Today, Maury. Today.
And my final comment is a co-host of yours has competition. Goodbye.
Oh God. All right, fine. Yeah, I have a co-host. I have different co-hosts almost every day.
Okay.
And my co-host on Tuesday is a very pretty woman. So now he's saying she has competition. So all right, but now you're in trouble for saying that, John, because she thinks you love her. All right. So where were we? So I turned the mic up, and we'll get it. Sorry, hoping that wasn't rude. No, that wasn't rude at all. No, I appreciate you guys telling me if anything's not working. Good morning, Ann. There she is. That's Ann from California. Ann, did you hear the phone call just now? You see what he's doing? He should be, kissing up, well, to his wife, but he kisses up to you too. All right, let's see. Rick Morera says, go Rosie. Wow, there's so many comments coming in. Tiano Aces is Eddie.
Yes.
Oh, okay. And then Ann says, good morning, John and Dawn. Oh, okay, better buy her flowers today. That's right. And John Rusiello, now he's flirting with Ann. Hi, sweetie, good morning. All right, I'll let you two talk. All right, so we're hanging out with Rosie Fiumara, one of the kind of newer comedians.
Newborn.
That's been hanging around the club. I had the pleasure of seeing Rosie in action 2 weeks ago?
The 6th.
The 6th. All right, yeah. 11 days.
11 days.
To be exact.
Yes.
And she was great. And I heard good things about her as well. And I had the pleasure of meeting you. Right, that was the first time we met, was at Peter's class, right?
Yeah, briefly.
Yeah, very
You were in
briefly.
and out.
Yes. Well, story of my life. But yeah, that was very quick. But yeah, I've heard a lot of great things. And yeah, I thought you were great that night at the in the Giga Room that night for the Mike Keegan show. I thought you were great, even though you had to deal with somebody like Keegan. I'm sorry about that. He's something.
He's something, that Keegs.
We love the Keegs.
It was a dream of mine to work with Keegan. I don't know if anybody has ever said that.
Your bar is very low
in the history of comedy.
Yeah.
But I work with a girl named Jenny, who was started out as my assistant 23 years ago.
Wow.
Who is now one of my closest and dearest friends.
Nice.
We had our children 6 weeks apart.
Wow.
And 23 years she's been with me. And she always said to me, because I always said I wanted to do this. I have a friend named Mike Keegan that does comedy. She always used to tell me that.
Oh, really?
I have a friend named Mike. He's a good friend of her husband and her brother.
Okay.
They went to high school together. They were all degenerates.
Well, yeah, if you're friends with Keegan, yeah, that's pretty much
likable degenerates.
Oh, sure.
I love them. But, nonetheless. So she always said to me, could you imagine if one day you got to, hang out with him at a show or, meet, And then I did a show.
Right.
And Jenny came with her husband, and I performed with Mike Keegan. It was like these crazy worlds colliding.
Right.
And it was just she's like, I cannot believe that you are working with Mike Keegan. It was just these 6 degrees of separations that finally came together.
So, but you realize though, again, that's a low bar. It's not, I hope it's not all downhill for you from there because,
Well, the first time I saw him, he was in a tent somewhere I think we were in Island Park.
Oh, yeah, that annual event. Yeah.
No, but he was great. My friends liked him so much that one of my friends on the beach chair flipped over backwards and landed in the sand. And then she was like, we need to go and see him again.
He told me about that.
And we went because of him. And we found him and we went and saw a show specifically because of him.
Was she the one that fell in the sand?
Yes.
I remember him telling me that story.
My friend Jess, she was like, I
That's
cannot.
Hilarious.
Yeah, well, she's British, so,
Oh, okay, yeah. What?
They don't know.
They fall. They just don't have good judgment when it comes to comedy. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I was once in England. I have a friend in England. I talk about him all the time on the show. He's a musician.
Okay.
And he's not a household name, but he's like, he works with major artists. So he's in the business, pretty well. And he was doing a gig. It was some kind of charity event. He was going out to play 3 songs, and then he was out. So I'm with him, and so he goes out to do his songs, and I'm backstage, and I'm hanging out with this guy who I never saw before. I don't know why he even took to me, but he's standing next to me. He was on and off, not really hosting, but on and off. This guy was the biggest dick. He was picking on everybody. He was just, he's just not a nice man at all. He was snapping at people. And he would constantly turn back to me. Do you believe this guy? Can you hit what this one just said? Turns out this guy was one of the biggest comedians in the history of England. Jim Davidson, I think is his name. This guy was a jerk.
Huh.
And I have no idea why I just told you that.
I don't know. Well, we can always move on.
Well, we're talking about Keegan, so that's probably it.
I do love my Keegan.
No, I do too.
Very funny.
So funny. And again, that night when I saw you, I mean, Keegan killed it. You killed it. The Trump impersonator who hosted killed it.
And John Santo. John
Santo was great. Always great. And I talked about it on here. And then George Gallo. And we were talking about before we went on the air, we were talking about crowd work. And I've seen George before. I know George.
The mic.
Yeah, that's right. He did break the mic.
He was wild.
I had never seen him like that. He did 25 minutes of nothing but picking on audience members.
That one poor kid in the front.
Oh, that was awesome. That kid deserved it too. He was annoying.
He did, with the vape and the unlit cigarette.
Yes.
And that hairdo.
Yeah, he looked like Shaggy. And yeah, he kept turning to talk to different people in the crowd like he was like in on it or something. No, shut up. Shut up and watch the show.
And when he did that bit where he was like the housewife, and he was like, "It's cold, it's hot, it's chilly." I was like, "Oh my God!" When he had one for every season.
Yes,
it was amazing.
And then there was that one table of what I think they said they were a lacrosse team.
Yes.
I mean, at first he was picking on him with their hair.
But it was one of the comedians that just kept saying that.
Right, but then George did it too.
I don't understand why. He just kept saying,
"Yeah,
they're a lacrosse team." I was like, all right. And then he kept saying, "They're a lacrosse team." I was like, all right.
But then George goes into this bit where I can't cope. I have to smoke weed. I can't handle my job at Staples. Making fun of the lacrosse guys. I was dying.
It was
dying.
Amazing. It was so, and it was great because we did a double show that night.
Right.
The first show sold out.
Yeah.
So then they added a second late show. And I'm so new. I have only so much. So it's like if I'm doing it twice, you're hearing it twice.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll
that's fine.
switch in one. So I expected Gallo to kind of have the same set. No. He went from really funny to like completely fucking unhinged.
Oh, yeah. Completely. Yeah.
I mean, the mic broke and it was like, "Ah!" And then he said at one point, he goes, "Oh, you think you can do it better? You think you can do it better?" And then he just made the mic go, and he pretended he was like,
it's amazing.
And I was like, what is going on? But it was, I couldn't stop laughing.
Oh,
I was like doubled over.
Yes.
And I was sitting with comics in the back. And to make the entire table of comics like double over.
Yes. Yes.
Funny.
I've noticed that. Tell me if you've noticed this. Like, if you're backstage, because sometimes, I mean, I love the shows. I love watching everybody's sets, but sometimes being backstage is sometimes just as good, if not better. Just watching these guys pick on each other, or even just talking shop, or watching them run bits past each other. And I've noticed, a lot of these guys, they won't laugh. They'll just say hilarious. They all use the same word, hilarious.
Or like when you're at an open mic, and if you get like a ha,
yes,
I'm like, ooh, that's going to be good.
But like you said, then when somebody like Gallo's on stage and the comedians are in the back and they're laughing, that's when you know somebody special.
I was just so happy
stage.
for him that when he put that mic back together, that it went back on. I was like, James is gonna fucking kill him.
Bye, George. We'll never see you again. All right, let's get Excuse me. Let's get down to this. So, how new are you?
I started this past year. I did the class
Right.
through Governors.
Yeah,
with
with Peter.
Rich Walker and
Right.
Peter Bales, and I call it my recital. They hate that, but that's what I felt like. You prep for it, and I graduated in July.
But now, you said earlier you took the class twice.
I did.
So you took it, you've only been doing it since 2024, and you've already taken it twice.
And I did it twice for a reason.
Okay.
I have trouble sometimes focusing on writing.
Okay.
I have a very demanding job. I'm a mom.
Mm-hmm.
I have a little bit of ADHD, so I'm like,
Don't we all?
when I get ready in the morning,
Squirrel.
I do like half my face of makeup, then I make half a bed, then I come back in, then I drink half a cup of coffee, then I lose the cup of coffee, then I make the other half of the bed, then I blow dry my hair, then I come back in, so it's like hard for me to just like stop squirreling. So for writing, it's hard for me to just focus. And when you're held accountable, you can do it.
Yes.
If there's a deadline, I will do it.
You work well under pressure.
So I saw Peter at the bar in in Levittown, and he told me that the class was starting, and it was starting like in 3 or 4 days. And I said, how's attendance? He said, well, we have a couple of openings still. And I said, listen, reach out if you don't fill the spots. And he was surprised because they usually have like a wait list.
Right.
So I said, listen, let me know. So I reached out to him. I said, did you fill the spots? He's like, listen, if you want, because they don't necessarily like to take you again. Obviously, they want to have new people, but if
Right.
they have a space, they will. So I took it again.
That's interesting. I didn't know that about them because I took Trusen's class here.
Okay.
There's repeat customers all the time.
Yes. And I think that they've always been that way from what I'm hearing, that they're trying to, really encourage, new blood, which you really
Of
should.
course,
And I
sure.
have friends that have taken it multiple times, and I know of other people that have taken it, like I've heard in the past 6 times,
Yeah.
I don't think I would take it again, and not for any personal reason, but just that I feel like I've gotten enough out of it
Yeah.
that it's now time to do.
Well, all right. Well, why the second time when and both was last year?
Yeah, but like there was just one class in between.
So what for you? What was?
Just I wanted that writing, and I
okay.
love them.
Well, yeah. Well, Rich. See, Rich pisses me off. His last name is not really Walker. Did you know that?
No, he just wanted to be like
He
kind
wanted to
of
be like
related
me.
to you.
Yeah. No, no, it's really not. I don't know if he wants it, if it's out there or not, so I won't say his real name. But no, Rich Walker. His real name is Rich, but Walker is not his last name.
Is he in some sort of like program where he has to?
He's a spy.
Oh,
Yeah. So he's on my shit list for that. But
I love the guys. They're really
great.
helpful. They're amazing. They've given me great opportunity. I have a lot of respect for them.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I appreciate their very honest feedback.
Yeah.
Like Rose, they'll be like, Rosie, that's not funny at all. Or I like when Rich goes, when I'll do a joke and he'll say it's what is the word that he uses? I don't know, but he'll go, oh, that's just. And I'm like, all right, that one sucked. Okay, just cross it off.
wow.
And I'm like, moving on. But then there's gems, and then I'll
Right.
have something that they'll help me to tweak, and they'll help me to. I'm very wordy, so they help me to kind of trim the fat.
Right, yes,
Then you
that's
have
very
people in the
important.
class like Rich Rada that come in and they just help, give another voice.
Yep.
Or Eric Haft, he comes in.
Love Eric Haft.
He's to
Yep.
me the funniest, and they just give you feedback and input and experience, and and they'll say to me, they're friendly enough with me where they'll say, I'm not going to just blow smoke up your ass. If it's not funny, it's not funny. You're not that funny yet, and you have a long way ahead of
Right.
you, and I appreciate that. I know I do, and I'm okay with that.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm enjoying every minute. I'm having a great time. I started late, and I know I'm not looking for, like I say, I'm not looking for a Netflix special. I'm just looking
For
to
Mike
have...
Keegan. Done.
Oh, Mike, wherefore art thou, Mike Keegan? No, I'm just looking. I've always wanted something that's mine.
Okay.
I went into a family business,
Right.
and I love what I do,
Yeah.
but it's not mine. I went to school, college, because it was very important to my family, because they wanted me to be educated because they hadn't been.
Okay.
You know, I was be the first person to have a college education. And then I became a mother, and, you know, I'm married, and my husband is very into hockey, and he plays ice hockey twice a week. And,
Oh, wow.
So he's out 2 nights a week, and, you know, I'm home. And so it's like everything always revolved around like what other people love to do.
Sure.
So my son is a little older now, and he understands, and he enjoys, like I do my act for him, and he says, I think you should put that word at the end because that's the funnier word, he said to me.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's great.
My mother's like, how could you do those jokes in front of him? I'm like, you think that's, come on.
I
These kids know everything nowadays.
Yes.
Get out of here.
And your act isn't,
No.
it's not that.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
there's innuendos and
Right.
stuff, and there's certain things that I, you know, leave out when I'm doing it for him. But there's 3 jokes I do about my son, and he absolutely loves.
Yes.
Oh my God, he's like, you need to write more about me, mommy.
Yeah, with the like the bitch back off, like the rap.
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
And he does really
Hilarious.
do hip hop dance.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's not much of an athlete, so we had to do something.
Yeah, right.
He's musical.
Who, you know, it's funny you talk about, you know, words and talk about how much Peter and Rich helped you. You have a great bit with, you know, you work in the bridal business.
Yeah.
And you have the bit about the guy that walks over to the flower girl
yeah.
section.
That happened.
That's a true story?
Yes.
That's awesome. So,
Yeah, he was actually serious.
But in crafting the joke,
Uh-huh.
was there a lot of, you know, certain placements of words? I don't, for some reason because that joke can be said a few different ways and it would still be effective.
Yes.
Especially the way I'm not, your way is great and perfect. I'm not suggesting you change it, but for some reason that particular joke just made me think because I love the whole process.
Yes.
Like you're talking about writing, and I love like the atmosphere of Rich and Peter's class where you work on the material together, and I have a comedy troupe where we do dinner theater, and I love the whole creative process. So was that joke, like, did you have to make sure you said, you know, like little people at a certain spot, or did you change it around a few times before you
I've
found
actually had a good friend of mine come up to me after a dinner show and say, I loved everything, but I don't like that word, midget. And I said, look, I get that, but I tried to offset that by saying, but they're called little people.
Right.
By letting them know that I understand that that's not the right word for it, and still make it
still funny while saving.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
And my plan in the future
great.
is to do more bridal, because the stories that I have
Yeah.
from the shop,
I bet.
you cannot even imagine what goes on in there.
Well, you want to plug the shop?
Yes, why not?
Yeah, of course.
So February 3rd is the 53rd anniversary of the business, which is Bridal Reflections.
Bridal Reflections. 53rd?
Yes.
And it's in the same place?
The original store is Massapequa, which is where my home base is.
Right. There's more than one?
There's 3. So we have one in like the Carl Place, Westbury area.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have one on 5th Avenue in New York.
Ooh.
And then we have the one in Massapequa.
Very nice. Wow.
Yeah. So my brother's in the business. We have a partner named Christina who's been with us since she's 16, and she's years old. And yeah, it's a family affair. My mother started the business with a friend.
Wow.
And her friend, after about, I want to say, less than a year, said, "This is not for me. I hate people."
Well, so do I. But,
yeah. They were a chain at first. They were part of a bridal suite chain. And after probably a year and a half, they decided they bought themselves out and went private, changed the name.
Mm-hmm.
My mother asked my father, who is in credit and collections in the city, completely different.
Credit and collections.
Yeah.
Sounds like he's a mobster. That's what it's
Well, everybody thought my dad was in the mob. He looked
really?
like a mobster.
Oh,
Absolutely.
really?
You know, Tony McGarry. Everybody
Ooh.
thought that my father looked like nobody fucked with me because of my dad. But he wasn't. And he left his job. They were at the time living in Bay Ridge, and they were coming back and forth to Massapequa. And he said, I'll stay 6 months and help you out, Mayor, until you figure out what you want to do, if we want to sell it, if you want to find another partner, how we're going to work this. And he never left.
Wow. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. And then you eventually took it over. And
Well,
did you say a brother?
My brother's in the business. I've been working in the business since middle school.
Wow.
You know, summers and, after school I'd go with my parents.
Yeah.
They paid me in McDonald's at one point.
That's all right.
Yeah. Windex and, go get the girls, because in the one in Carl Place is a McDonald's across the street. So I would get like the money and get people lunch and Windex and, started that way. And I've done everything in the business.
Yeah.
Near Voice Road.
Yeah, right off Voice Road.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Glen Cove Road, the corner.
It's right over there. There's a big hockey store there now and a lighting store.
A few years ago, and I don't even know if I showed it. I was sitting in the McDonald's parking lot. I was on jury duty.
Oh.
So I went to the closest McDonald's, which was that one. And I sorry. So I'm getting a text about my daughter, so I just want to make sure everything was okay. So everything's good.
All right.
Sorry. And I'm sitting in the McDonald's in the parking lot eating, and there was a woman looking at the like all the dresses in the glass window. I'm sorry, I guess I'm just sounding creepy all day, but I recorded her because from the back she looked like Stevie Nicks. And I was going to I was going to edit the video, make some kind of Stevie Nicks thing about her getting married or something. I ended up not using it, but it was that place.
That's us.
Yeah, that was quite a story.
And the original store over there was like alongside the McDonald's. And moved
okay.
to where it is now.
Wow, that's very cool.
That is considered one of the busiest McDonald's in the country, by the way.
In the country?
In the country, in like the top 5.
Oh.
I don't know why I know that.
Yeah, I'm impressed, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. And I'm sure that works out for you, because then people walk over and shop for dresses.
Yes.
Let's go with that.
Yeah.
That's cool. 53 years in the family business, and it's still thriving, and you're still running it.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. That's bridal reflections. Yeah.
Yes.
So go there and tell them you saw Rosie on the.
We did
Comedy
Michelle
Show.
Fox. We did her prom dress and her wedding gown. I found out last night.
No kidding.
Yeah, because she's a Massapequa girl.
Michelle Fox. Does it get any nicer than that? And she's gorgeous.
Is that real life that she's this sweet and amazingly kind?
It's the only Michelle I know.
And welcoming. And everybody says it, and I felt it. But she could be a real bitch if she wanted to be.
She could be. I don't think that's in her, though.
No.
I'll tell you a story about her, and it's kind of a personal story. I don't even know if I've ever shared this. So I used to have a co-host, and she was we weren't married on paper, but we consider ourselves married.
Okay.
But while I was with her, and that's a whole other long story, but I was not divorced from my marriage. So we were together for 10 years. And when it broke up, I was talking to Michelle about it. And Michelle said, she asked, how long were we together? I said, 10 years. She was 10 years. She was, that's a success. That's great, because you guys had a lot of great memories together, even though it broke up. You had a lot of great times together. 10 years is a good run. That's a success. Totally changed my perspective on the whole thing. And I really, instead of course I was upset, but it just made me feel better about the whole thing.
Yeah.
And that's all Michelle.
She's very positive. She's so
great.
Encouraging to me.
Yep.
Like last night, she just, she came up to me. She's like, "You have great stage presence," and I
agree.
Thank you. She said, "I love watching you because I feel like you have confidence, and when I see you up there," she's like, "I feel like you have something that took me 2 years to get to."
Oh wow!
And I thought that was such a compliment.
Yeah.
Coming from her, and she just was genuine about it.
Yeah. There's nothing fake about her at all. She's wonderful. She really is. She's wonderful.
She's been very welcoming, because you hear these nightmares about female comedians because it's a smaller sect.
Yeah, it is.
It's there's it's definitely a ratio situation. Yeah. And from day one, she's just been, "Hi, welcome."
Yep.
showed me around, and
Yeah,
I
she's great.
really like her.
So, all right, so that's an interesting perspective. So, for somebody who did just start, where does that stage presence, looking like you've been doing it for a while, where did that come from? Any idea?
I have been doing stand-up in the office at the end of the night
Okay.
my whole life.
Meaning what? You're just joking around with the coworkers about your day?
Just about the day, about people that show up and try on gowns with no underwear.
Oh.
The
Can I get a job there?
the craziness that ensues, the canceled weddings, the people that just, the entitlement, and we just, because it is so stressful.
I bet.
Because it's deadlines, and it's women, and it's body image, and it's competition, and it's sometimes buying things you can't afford, and
right.
And it's women.
She said it, not me.
It's women, and it's weddings, and it's so you have so much there, and it can be really hard.
Oh yeah.
You have people that, what it's like in retail. So now take that, and it's expensive, and take that, and they're worried about, paying for the whole wedding, or their mother-in-law's not talking to this one, and you have all the stresses, and they take it out on you sometimes, and they're buying something and they feel they own you. So it's okay for them to explode on you.
Wow.
So sometimes at the end of the night, and we have a good clientele, and it's gotten better over the years. So years ago, when it was sometimes, you'd have people that really take things out on you, and the only way to not go home and want to slam your head against a wall or cry is to just laugh. So we would they'd be like, Rose, do that girl again. Do that bridesmaid. What did she sound like? And I'm like, and that's what we do.
Is that something you've considered doing on stage, like maybe doing characters of some of these people?
Yes, that's what I'm starting to do.
Yeah, that's cool. I love characters.
There's this little Italian lady from years ago that I have a story about that I just wrote the other night. But, it's like you can't just get up there and tell stories. And that was what was so difficult for me when I first took the class.
Right.
That after class 3, I was at the brokerage, and I had this look in my eye, and Peter saw me, and he was like, calm down. And I just had this and my friend Danny, who I didn't really know then, he's a very good friend of mine now, Danny Calabrese, and he kind of just saw it in my eye, and he was like, I saw you just went, like I was done. And the guys were talking to me, and I just said, I'm done. And they were like, no, get back. I was like, no, I'm done now. I'm done. I got off and I sat down. And then another comic, this guy Tyler, was like, why don't I get on stage? And then when I'm done, you go back up. And I was just like, I'm done. And they were all like,
okay. I'm scared now.
Before I left, Danny said, this is my email. Send me everything that you have, and let's talk. Don't quit yet. Just give me an opportunity to help you.
Oh, wow.
He had taken the class before.
Okay.
So
I've heard of Danny. I don't.
I went. I met him at an open mic. I had never been to one. I didn't perform. I just watched him, and I watched some other comics. I was like, what's going on in here? I sat through it, and I was like, I like this. And then we went to this little dive diner, and I made him a copy of the email, and we went through, and he's like, this is too wordy, this is too this. Now I worked on that, and it was like I came back the next week completely different. I changed up a lot of things. I got rid of a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I said, this is it. And he kind of saved me from completely quitting and not doing it at all.
Oh, wow. Oh, thank you, Danny.
Thank you, Danny.
Wow. And sometimes that's what it takes. Give it to somebody else. And I've done that too. And it's amazing when they do, because sometimes you don't see, as the writer, you don't see the fat. So after they chew the fat, you're like, oh, that's great.
I just wanted to get up there and tell stories like I do when I'm my
Right.
my parents used to pimp me out, at barbecues. They'd be like, Rosie, tell the story about those bridesmaids in the purple dresses and the one with the fat ass that likes it riding up and down. And I'd get up there and I'd be like the queen of the barbecue. And I thought it was great, but
That's your first album title, by the way. Queen of the Barbecue.
And I thought I could just do that. I
Right.
didn't understand that there's a premise and then you have to kind of
Set up in the punch. Yeah. I mean, you can get to a point where it's more stories. Like, it's hard because of what he became, but Bill Cosby was one of my absolute favorites, where he told a lot of stories. Carlin was a storyteller.
Yes.
So you can get to that point, but yeah, starting out, you need to reel them in quickly, and it's got to be quick.
Yeah. So now I have the story about this little old lady.
Mm-hmm.
And she would come to the store, and she was so annoying. She was so tiny. She could barely see over the counter. And she was like, when am my dress coming? And we were like, we already told you it's going to come in like 2 weeks. She ordered it late. The dress was a little delayed. It was a mother of the groom gown. So one Sunday she came in, and I was like, I think I had the flu.
Oh, wow.
And it was like a skeleton crew, and I had to be there. My mother, Mary, was still in charge at the time, was not in. And that was her contact.
Right.
I got to talk to Mary. I want to talk to Mary. I needed to talk to Mary. And I was like, ugh. So she walks in, and she's like, where's the Mary? I'm like, Mary's not. I was like, I had no patience for her. I saw her coming in, and I was like, so she's like, she didn't recognize me. Because I had my hair like, I had my glasses on. I'm like sick at the front desk, like
sneezing in her face.
So she's like, looks at me like, doesn't recognize me, and she's like, I want to talk to Mary. I'm like, Mary's not here. She's like, she has my money. I don't have my dress. I want my dress. She have my money. She wanted me to give her my mother's home number.
Wow.
She wouldn't freaking leave. So finally I got to a point where I just said to her, you have to leave. You have to leave. I will give Mary the message. She'll call you tomorrow, but I don't have any more information for you. And she got really pissed. So she goes to leave, and she turns around, and the door, you have to push.
Okay.
And I'm like, and I go, push. And she's like, Abba Fangul.
Oh, wow.
And she leaves. So now the dress comes in, everything goes smooth. She has her fitting. She's like kissing my mother's ass. My mother's kissing her ass. Mm. So now she's leaving, and she says to my mother and I, everybody's so nice. I love you guys so much. But one time I come, this girl. She's here. I don't know who she is. She's got this big glass.
Oh, wow.
I don't like her. I was like, we fired her. And she was like, good. So I have a lot of stories like that I have to put into like jokes.
Yes.
Because we have all sorts of like Indian weddings and Muslim weddings. And, we have Irish gypsies, all these different ethnic things that they all have their own humor.
I'm thinking now, too, that whole story, because in this day and age, everything's got to be a video or a short, a TikTok or something. That would make a good little skit.
Yes.
As a video.
And I told you before, I'm working on having like a separate account.
Yes.
Because I'm getting a lot of people trying to infiltrate my social media, and I have to.
Oh, yeah. Yes, you definitely do. Yeah. Let's see. What's going on here? Wow, the comments are coming in like crazy. Everybody's really enjoying Rosie. Let's see. Better buy her flowers. Oh, we read that already.
We're still on those flowers?
Yeah. Dan Godstree?
Oh, Dan the fireman. Hi, Dan.
Dan the fireman. He says, Rosie is the best. Doc's Bar says, hey, Rosie, see you soon at Doc's.
Yes, that's a local place by me in Island Park. They're amazing, by the way. Doc's is great. And Keegan's doing a show there. Nora, who owns Doc's, right? She's ex-NYPD.
Oh.
And she owns a waterfront bar and restaurant.
Yeah.
And Keegan's doing a show there with Carla. Carla's hosting. I'm doing that show on the 26th, I think, Sunday.
Of?
This month.
Oh, really? Oh, why did I think it was always like a summertime thing?
Well, they're really popular in the summer because people
Yeah,
pull
yeah,
their
yeah.
boats up and they jet ski and they
Right.
paddleboard to it. But in the winter, they're open. They do
I
private parties.
Oh,
They do
okay.
all kinds of stuff.
Oh, yeah, there's one big event that Keegan does annually.
Yes, the Fin Fest.
That's
but
it,
they're
yes.
not doing it anymore.
Oh, Keegan
Last year-
ruined it.
He did. Strikes again.
No, it wouldn't. You'd still be doing it if Rosie was doing it.
You know what it is? It's a lot of work for her. And you know what? She deserves a break to enjoy herself.
Oh, good
She's
answer.
She's a nice woman.
Cammie Unger says Rosie is amazing.
I love Cammie. I work with Cammie. She's one of my sales reps. Like, not my sales rep.
Oh.
She works in the bridal business on the wholesale side.
Oh, okay. Romeo says, wow, the lady is a Rangers fan. She is perfect.
I am.
Well,
Unfortunately, this season I am. Although, maybe we're turning it around.
Yeah, you're starting to show signs of it. Yes, slowly. Mario D'Amore, good morning from Mario and Debbie. Have you met Debbie D'Amore yet? She's a little lady, gray hair. She does sets and hits on all the audience members. She's hilarious.
I don't know.
Yeah, she's great. Yeah, little Debbie. She's like 2 foot tall. Yes, she's wonderful. She's got short
She's
gray
a
hair.
little people.
Exactly. Looking at the flower girl dresses. She's great. Bridal for Life. Greetings from Wuhan, Italy.
I know who
Okay.
that is.
All right. Let's see. Rick Moreira says Rosie is the best. Oh, Jeff Bosey is watching. Rosie is amazing and came out of the gate strong and still doing great. She takes charge of her talents.
Thank you, Jeff.
It's not really the getting boosted from Bosey. Like that's not really like I wouldn't want to tell people Bosey thinks I'm good.
Oh, don't be mean.
That's what I do. Jeff loves it. Jeff loves it.
Jeff brings donuts.
He brings donuts?
Uh-huh. Anybody that brings donuts.
You know, all right, yeah, when Jeff is a part of my dinner theater troupe. And,
Okay.
yeah, he would sometimes.
Oh, so you do that mystery dinner.
Yeah, that's me.
That's you.
That's me.
Okay.
Where did that go? Oh, did
I
Jeff
don't know.
tell you about it?
I know okay, just didn't know you were involved in that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's mine. I've been doing it. Well, I got into that business
So
in the 90s, but
people go and they have dinner.
correct.
And then there's a mystery.
It's a comedic audience
Do
interactive
the lights
murder
go
mystery.
out and somebody's dead on the floor, and then you have to figure out, like, clue why they're dead?
Well, we do it differently. We have like 6 or 7 performers,
Okay.
characters, and it's a scripted plot, and you see all the relationships the characters have with each other. A love triangle. Somebody's got revenge. Somebody's got money. Whatever. Everybody's got their own issues with each other. Then the murder happens in front of everybody, and then they have to figure out how it happened and who did it. And we could lead them through it and stuff. But yeah, we
Where do you do this?
we travel all over the place. We've been everywhere from Pennsylvania to Maine. We've hit every state at least once. Of course, we're Long Island based. Most of the work is here, but yeah, we all over the place. We've done the brokerage several times. We just did McGuire's a few days before Christmas. We've been in the Giggle Room. Private parties, fundraisers, corporate events, restaurants that have a room and just want to make money. Oh yeah,
I like
we're
that
all over
idea.
the place.
That's fun.
Yeah. Oh, we have a great time. In fact, and I was gonna more about that later.
Okay.
I got more about that later.
Okay.
But Jeff's been a big part of that for a long time.
Nilda.
She says Rosie's father Tony was a singer.
Yes.
Oh, all right. I did not know that.
Yes.
Oh, and a comedian with her family.
Yes.
Bridal for Life yells, Larry! I don't know. I don't either. Rosie is a great storyteller. Yes, she is. Okay, Doc Spar says thank you. Romeo says, you're great, Rosie.
Thank you.
Calm down. Calm down,
Calm
Romeo.
down, Romeo.
Right, all right. And we are now...
I'm an old married lady.
Well, I don't know about the old part, but... I'm glad I looked at my notes, because if I forgot this, I would have been pissed at myself. Am I the first to wish you a happy birthday?
Yes.
This Monday?
Monday. I'm an inauguration baby. Every 4 to 8 years, I get a new asshole. What can I say? Lucky me. I was born the day Carter was inaugurated.
Wow.
I was. Yes, I was. And his wife is Rosalind, and everybody thought that's why my mother named me Rosalind, but no.
No.
She just decided to make it confusing for herself.
Well, the fact that your middle name is Carter, that just made
Well,
it
you
weird.
know, I mean.
Wow. So happy birthday. Now, yep. Alla Ryan?
Allah. Hi, Allah.
I'm saying that right?
Yes.
All right. Alla Ryan, happy almost birthday to our girl Rosie. Wow. What are the plans? How are you celebrating?
I'm going to be here at the Christmas party,
coming to the party.
in January. Christmas
Excellent.
in January.
That's fine.
I'm working all day because it's Martin Luther King Day.
Yes.
So it's a retail day. So it's like Saturday for us. So I have to work because it's busy. I don't mind. I love my people.
Okay. And then you're coming here.
Yeah, so I'll
That's
celebrate
cool.
with my family on Sunday. On Saturday night, I'm celebrating with all my girlfriends. We're doing a Madonna night.
Really? What does that mean? You dressing up like her?
Everybody is.
Madonna kissed girls. Are you kissing girls like Madonna?
It depends on how much alcohol is involved. No.
Oh,
No. So,
I can't concentrate.
We've been threatening to do this for a while.
Yeah.
And now it's finally coming to fruition because we're like, fuck it, let's just get it over with. I love Madonna.
She is great.
So we said it's probably going to be like 50, I think it's like 15, 16 of us. I have a heated garage, and that's where I love to sing and karaoke. Who's this?
I don't know.
Hold, please.
Yeah, I don't. I've had some issues with people if they don't have the caller ID. I've had some issues, so I don't answer it if the name's not there. So my apologies. Sorry.
So
yeah.
I have a heated garage with like a rug, and I have a double mic. I have a karaoke set up with
Really?
I have a, what do you call those? A disco ball. I have the lights. I have all my Pearl Jam posters. I have a
Really?
full bar.
This has sex written all over.
Twinkle lights. I have lots of seating.
Wow.
It is a sexy setup, I have to say, and it's like
Absolutely.
my neighborhood uses it as like when we're ready for the night to end. That's where
The after party.
This is the after party room.
The after party rocks.
It's the after party room, and we just I have tons of wigs and stupid shit, and we put it on and
Really?
we sing.
All right, let's go. Little Madonna. Go ahead.
And we're gonna do no, I'm not singing her now.
Come on,
I
sing
don't
that.
sing Madonna.
Oh, what?
I'm more of like I love to do like Janis Joplin. I have that. I do Janis Joplin. I do some Cranberries. I like to do like rock stuff.
All right, sing Jeremy.
No, I'm not singing, you crazy nutbag. What?
Why not?
I'm sure there will be videos. But so everybody has to dress as a Madonna.
Right.
And
okay.
it could be, it could be from an album cover, or it can be from one of the movies.
Right. I was just about to say,
She could
Desperately
be in
Seeking Susan.
I love that movie. You could have that jacket's expensive.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Or you could be like, from A League of Their Own, or you could be from a Scandal.
Oh, right.
You
okay.
know?
Yeah.
You could be a blonde or a brunette, like a prayer.
I have a friend who will, of course, remain nameless. Right across the street in the parking lot here used to be, I don't know if this, did you ever?
Ping pong place?
No. I'm going back to like the 80s.
Oh.
Used to be a club. Spit was a club. There was Uncle Sam's was a club, and I'm missing another one. But a buddy of mine claims that he saw Madonna there before she was famous, and was with her after the bar closed that night.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what he claims, that he had Madonna.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of men in the world that can say that.
Yeah,
but
and
to be
women.
yeah,
And who knows?
but to be one of those people to be able to say that, I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah. My friend Celine at work, she grew up and hung out with the Ramones her whole life.
Nice.
She's the reason why I was able to meet Eddie Vedder the first time. And she knows a lot of these, late 70s and early 80s people. And she saw Madonna right before.
Yeah.
And she said she was good and had big, hairy armpits.
Really?
Yeah.
What's that about?
I don't know.
Big hairy armpits.
Big, hairy armpits.
A buddy of mine saw right in your neck of the woods. went to Malibu
Oh,
to see U2's first American appearance, first
Wow.
American concert, which was at Malibu. Yeah, buddy of mine saw
you know
them
what my
there.
favorite? You know what my first concert was?
Not Pearl Jam.
No. Milli Vanilli.
Jeez. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And who else was on, like, New Kids on the Block?
No, it
or
was
something?
like opening. I think the Cover Girls opened for Milli Vanilli at Jones Beach. Yes.
Wow.
And then my second concert was Tito Puente at Prospect Park
Tito,
with Titi Nilda.
Oh, I don't know what she just said. But Nilda I got because of the comments, yeah. Doreen Nieves. Hi, Rosie. You are awesome, Doreen.
Hi, Doreen.
Madonna Deadpool, says Vicky. Vicky, what does that mean, Madonna Deadpool? Are you predicting Madonna's going to die this year?
No, there must be some kind of cross between Deadpool and Madonna at some point. Maybe
Oh,
on
the
like
movie? Yeah, I don't know. Louis Blaine. I'm going to be... He's going to be, or he or she is going to be Cone Bra Madonna.
Okay. I Boston Lou, I need you in a cone bra in some point in my life.
Wow. That's a statement I never thought I'd hear.
He's my Pearl Jam guy.
All right. So you met Eddie Vedder?
Yes, twice.
Twice?
Yes.
I'm going to guess that he was a really cool, awesome guy.
He is. They say don't meet like your heroes. He's
Yeah?
amazing.
I hung out with Billy Joel once, and he was great.
That's good to hear.
Yeah. Because I've heard some good stories. I've heard some bad stories.
Yeah, I've
but,
heard some not so nice, so I'm glad to
but
hear.
Eddie Vedder, the first time I ever saw him, I was at Radio City. No, Lincoln Center might have been. There was a tribute to Pete Townsend.
Oh, I've seen that.
You've seen that?
I've seen that, yes.
I had third row.
No.
5 people down from me was Keith Hernandez from the Mets. And I'm a Met maniac, so I was like, holy shit, it's Keith. And they have an intermission. All the lights are on.
And he was in that black suit, Eddie, at that show. Wasn't he in like a...
There were 2 nights. Not the night that I was there. He was in a gray hoodie.
Oh, no.
The lights don't even go down. All of a sudden, there's, roadies and people fixing instruments and amps. There's one guy in a hoodie carrying a guitar. He walks up to the mic, sits down, starts playing Who songs by himself. And everybody's like, what the fuck's going on? And it's Eddie Vedder.
Ugh.
He was amazing.
He's
Just
amazing.
by himself for about 15 minutes playing Who songs. I'm like, this guy is good. And this was 94, so Pearl Jam was just, hitting. But that was my, like, this guy is something. So, yeah, I just became a Pearl
To me, there's
Jam fan
nothing
after
better
that.
than watching him on an acoustic set.
Yeah, I was very
as much
impressed.
as I love the band and I love the
Yep.
whole rocking out, like I've seen him several times just up there
Mm-hmm.
with his guitar, whether it's with him and Glenn Hansard or
Yeah.
Liam Finn, or with like a small orchestra.
Yep.
And it's magic.
It's
I mean,
funny-
he's incredible. Like he's
And
got
it's-
this voice that just.
Oh, he's
I mean,
great.
the first time I heard his voice,
Yep.
I was 91, so I was like in middle school, I think, and I just was like,
It's funny you mentioned
I
Hansard.
love him and will forever. Like it was like,
Did you see that tour where he was with Hansard and Chad Smith from the Chili Peppers on drums and
I've seen him.
all of it?
I've seen.
'Cause I wish I
I've
saw
seen
that.
like 60 shows.
60 shows,
Yeah.
just Eddie Vedder related.
No, yeah, Eddie Vedder related. I saw him when he was on Steve Colbert.
Oh wow, okay.
Thank you, Boston Lou. I've seen him.
And your cone bra.
And your cone bra. I saw him when they were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Brooklyn.
Nice, yeah.
I've seen them in Amsterdam and Costa Rica, Mexico City. That's kind of like my husband and I. The one thing that we have most in common is that band.
The Pearl Jam love.
And we travel to different cities and we will figure out like when they're on tour and the dates that were available and we make those cities our next vacation.
Wow. Oh, that's cool.
Last was Seattle.
Okay.
And we've made friends like Lou, who lives in Boston. And we meet them. Like Lou, I spent time with in Detroit and Moline, Illinois. Like, they have the John Deere Museum there.
Tells you a lot about that town, yeah.
Riveting.
I bet.
But we had a great time. And you find these gems. Like sometimes you're at a show and they do like an album from start to finish. And it's like they've never done it before and they may never do it again. And you were at that show. Or
I love that
they
stuff.
do a Halloween show when they're closing out the Spectrum in Philly and they all come out dressed like Devo and they do Whip It.
Right.
And they'll never do that again. And you were there and it's like, I don't know. It's just become like my friends say I have like these, I do have a little bit of obsessive personality. So, you know, like David Lynch died yesterday.
Yes.
I was obsessed with Twin Peaks.
Oh, okay.
That was my first obsession.
Right.
And, you know, Pearl Jam and, you know, and that's why with this comedy thing, like, what's her name? Laura Patton, the comedian?
Yeah.
Very funny woman.
She's been in here many times. Good friend of the show.
She's so sweet.
I love Laura.
She said something to me that stuck and I stole it. Sorry, I stole it from you. I use it all the time. Like, I feel like with this comedy thing, like I've run away with the circus. That's what she tells her friends.
Yes, I've heard her say it.
That's what I say now to my friends. Like, where have you been? What are you doing? You know, and I do my best to keep in touch and I do. But I feel like I've run away with the circus. And I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Yep. I between here and then I have a similar life with Billy Joel. I'm a Billy Joel nut, and I've made friends through Billy Joel concerts, and same thing. And I love every second of it. And I think it's wonderful. And
like I met a guy in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And we were there.
Well, that's a whole other story.
Well, he's 6, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, Aunt. I think he's 6'6".
Wow.
He's gigantic, and he's from Holland, so he's always wearing orange for his Dutch soccer team. Nicest guy ever. He loves when I teach him expressions. Like I said one night, "Oh, you're full of baloney." He thought it was.
He never heard that?
No, and he thinks he went home to tell his wife, Lika, you're full of baloney. You're full of baloney. He thinks it's the funniest thing I've ever said in my life. But we've kept in such touch that we met him, like, he came to Chicago to see Pearl Jam shows and then came to New York just to, like, as a little side trip and hung out with us in Lido and spent the night at the house. And then he came with us to MSG to see the 9/11 show. And now I have to go to Amsterdam for work in March.
Yeah.
So he's so psyched that we're going. We're going to go and stay at his house for like 3 or 4 days on the front end.
Oh, nice.
So we've made such amazing friends, people that I've, like kept. We met him in Seattle.
That's amazing.
And he hung out with us there. So
that's the power of music, man. And you can't. I mean, really, what's better than that?
No, people are like, "What is wrong with you? You go see the same thing all the time. You're gonna go see the same band
Shut
all
up.
the time." I'm like, "Shut the fuck up." You know what? You do you.
Right.
I'll do
exactly.
me. Don't worry about me.
Right.
I have my cult, and I like it.
Right. It's not their money. It's not their
Nope.
thing. So shut up about it.
Exactly.
Right. Absolutely. Were you at Pearl Jam in
Yes.
probably 1995 at Randall's Island?
Yes.
And John Popper came out.
Yes.
I was there.
Yes. And
Loved that show.
That was great. And also, I went one time. And there was another one where Bruce Willis came out and played harmonica on one of the shows at Randall's
funny.
Island.
Wow.
I don't know. I think that was the Horde Fest, though. I don't think that was Pearl Jam.
Oh, that's
But,
and that's it too. That's something you'll never see again, and that's fun to me.
No.
Yeah.
And you like the Mets.
I love the
and
Mets.
you said Keith Hernandez.
I did.
And I have a funny story about him.
Okay.
I was driving with my family when we were kids, and we were in Chinatown.
Okay.
And my father was, he like went a little too far into a light.
Okay.
Okay. And all of a sudden on the hood of the car, and we were like, it was fucking Keith Hernandez.
Come on.
And he goes, watch it. And we were all like, oh. And then my father's like, oh my God, it's Keith Hernandez. And we were like, because big Met fans in the house. Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So he slammed the hood of my father's car and he went from pissed off to like.
I got 2 stories like that. A buddy of mine got into a car accident, a very minor, like a fender bender, with Lenny Dykstra the day the Mets got rid of him.
He's totally unhinged.
Oh, he's a wackadoo.
Is he alive?
Well, yeah.
Unfortunately.
I almost said unfortunately.
You did.
But I
heard you.
But I almost said that because for his own good, he probably.
I know.
That guy is a mess.
I know.
He is a mess. So yeah, Brennan, he got into a car accident with him that day. He was already traded, and my buddy even had the nerve to ask him for an autograph.
Oh, boy.
And asked him to write Mets number 4
No.
or whatever, and he did it.
He did?
He did it for him. Yeah. My other story, I've told it on here a few times lately. Howard Johnson, this is the summer of 87. I tell people I was an idiot kid, but I'm still an idiot. So I was just a kid. We were outside the left field, outside the bullpen. The bullpen was behind the outfield at Shea Stadium, and on the left field, no, the right field side. The right field side is where the players' parking lot was. So they would open those gates, and everybody would be, waiting to wave to the players, maybe get an autograph. And we weren't really looking for autographs, but we would stay and just hang out there because it takes forever to get out of there. So we wait for traffic to die off. So we would just hang out there. Howard Johnson comes through in, whatever sports car he had. I have no explanation. I no excuses. I just totally was an idiot. I tried to jump on his car as he drove by, but I missed. So as I'm missing and heading to the ground, my left arm comes out and I hit his antenna and bent it.
Oh, boy.
He stops the car. He gets out. Everybody's now running. He puts his hands up. He goes, "No!" And everybody just stopped on a dime because he was pissed. He's walking. He's giving me the stink eye, and he's trying to So now the antenna's like this, and he just does one of these and he takes off. I'm like, and all these years, I'm like, what a stupid thing to do. He's got a ton of money, probably no problem fixing it, but that doesn't make it any better for me. I still feel to this day like I owe this guy $100. So now GD, who's here, GD is on a show every weekday at 9 here on Govs.
What am I looking at here? I'm blind.
Well, yeah, you are, but he's right there.
Still, what happens?
Well, all right. Well, the screen there is on a delay, so he'll pop up in a second.
Okay.
But so GD's on a show called Coffee with the Dog. It's on every morning here at 9 o'clock here on Govs. And you see him now?
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, and let me take this. You don't have to put it on, but if I just put it here, you'll probably be able to hear him okay when he's talking.
I can put it on.
Okay. So the host of the show that GD is on, the show is called Coffee with the Dog. The dog is Matt Napo. I don't know. So I was talking about this on the show once about Howard Johnson's antenna. Next thing I know, this guy Matt Napo, he on Twitter, he writes to Howard Johnson, "Hey, do you remember when some kid bent your antenna?" Sure enough, Hojo responds. He goes, "Yeah, I remember. Was that you?" So Matt Napo says, "No, but I know the guy who did it." I was like, "What the fuck?" So now we have a show on here Tuesdays and Thursdays called Sports Bash. Peter Schwartz is the host. Peter Schwartz is on FAN. So he's a little bit of a name. And like last week, Phil Simms was on, and he's gotten some big names. Sure enough, about a month ago, he had Howard Johnson on. And I was like, uh-oh. But Peter, so he comes on. Peter wouldn't tell him. Peter didn't want to piss him off. So Peter's like, "No, I'm not bringing that up." So no, never brought it up. I would think, we're talking, that was 1987. It's almost 40 years. I would think he's over it.
Listen, if he didn't get over it by now, then he's,
Exactly. So I really thought it might be funny to bring it up. And and honest to God, I would still give him $100 to this day. I would, look, if I'm sorry about that. Here's the bill, or here's.
But with interest, you know.
Yeah, you're right. Well, see? Yeah, and your father wasn't a mobster. Right. All right. All right. GD, I'll get to you. Just one. There's one more thing I need to go over with Rosie here. Speaking of Mets, what's the name of your cat?
Mookie. Twofold.
What do you mean twofold?
It's twofold, though.
But I don't know what that means.
Okay, Mookie Wilson.
Yeah! My favorite Met of all time.
Mookie Wilson, but also Mookie Blaylock, because that was the original Pearl Jam band name before they were Pearl Jam. And then Mookie Blaylock, who was a basketball player, made a cease and desist and told them, no. You cannot play clubs by using my name. And they had to change it, and they changed it to Pearl Jam.
I never heard that story.
So that's twofold. So
that's cool. Mookie Wilson.
A little a double Mookie.
Mookie Wilson, my favorite Met of all time. I got to interview him.
Yeah?
This past summer, or was it summer before? I forget now. That's me and Mookie right up there. See that?
I see.
I was like a kid meeting Santa Claus. I couldn't believe it.
You should have seen me with Eddie. I grabbed his.
Did you?
And then he grabbed mine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You had sex with Eddie Vedder.
I wish. Are you kidding me? Forget it. Talk about running away with the circus.
Speaking of sex, and GD, I actually saved this for when you came on. So welcome. GD Fenderson is here, ladies and gentlemen. Good to see you, pal.
Hey, I just, before you get into it, I just wanted to know, I don't have many connections to New York, the state, or even famous people in New York. You're the most famous person I know in New York.
Yeah, right. Okay.
And then after you, Matt Napo. But I did encounter Howard Johnson, and it was at a car auction.
Okay.
And he was pissed off still about that because he was trying to sell his car, and he couldn't get as much money as he wanted because it did not have the original antenna. He had to get an aftermarket antenna for his car, so he lost like $12,000 trying to sell his classic car.
But if they knew it was from the famous New Yorker Tony Walker, then it would have went up in price.
It would gone up.
So he owes me.
He would owe you $1,000 if he'd known, but he doesn't know the story, and so he took like a $12,000 hit. That's why he's pissed.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all.
And matter of fact, I had to not let him know that I was like best friends with you because I didn't want him coming after me. Okay.
Yep. I understand. I understand. So I'll make sure he won't be here on Monday for the party.
Oh please, yeah, because we'd both be in trouble.
That's right. So this will be fun. So GD is coming, and Rosie's coming to the party. So this is going to be a good time. And you're coming from where? Delaware, Maryland? I always forget.
Maryland.
Wow.
Coming from Maryland.
You're going to drive all the way here just for the party, and then what? Are you going home after the party?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave around 10. Well, I don't know what time the party ends because I've never been to a New York party.
Oh,
But,
well.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I usually leave between 10 and 11. There's some people still hanging around. Yeah, 11-ish. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, which is that's long enough.
It's about a 4-hour drive.
You're like, then I've had enough.
See, I've had enough of you people. So you're doing 4 hours here, coming to the party, and then 4 hours home?
Well, here's the deal. The short answer is yes.
Wow.
And the slightly less short answer is, I'm going to bring some flyers with me and work the parking lot nearby. There's like a parking lot near Governor's.
Yeah, we're in the park. Yeah, it's a big flea market parking lot.
It's the largest parking lot on Long Island.
It's big.
So
yeah.
I'm gonna walk the streets a little bit and hand out flyers.
Not the first time you've walked the streets.
No, but this will be the first time I've walked the streets of New York and not trying to sell something that I had on my own part of my own body.
He's told me already that he's doing this, and I keep telling him, the black man walking the streets of Levittown is not really the smartest move, but he's going to do it anyway.
But it's sort of like what goes on
in Levittown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one's going to mess with him. Look at that hair.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Very good point.
Now, I did a show in Iowa. I was performing in Iowa, and a guy, there's a store called the Hy-Vee, and anybody listening in the area knows what a Hy-Vee is. It's just a big chain supermarket.
Okay.
So I'm walking into the Hy-Vee because I'm staying in a hotel and I'm getting food there that I can cook in the microwave, so I can eat healthy while I'm doing comedy.
Right.
And so I'm going in, and this guy comes out. This black guy's coming out. And he says, I saw you performing. And I said, thank you, yeah. And he goes, your hair, who does your hair? And he starts asking, he talked 20 minutes, asking me 20 questions for 20 minutes about my hair. And I said, the first thing I said to him is that, well, I live in Baltimore. I get my hair done in Baltimore. So unless you're in Baltimore, the guy who does my hair is never going to do your hair. But and that was what I said. And for the next 18 minutes, he still talked about my hair.
Wow.
Even though he'd seen me perform. And then he left. And then I wanted to say, but was I funny? That's all I wanted to know.
Right, right.
Yeah, but was I funny? He goes, I saw you perform. And that was it. He never said if I was funny or terrible. He just talked about my hair.
Wow.
They're always asking about your hair, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, where did it go?
Yeah, they say, we saw some of it blow away.
Right. GD's got it for extensions.
Cost me a pretty penny.
Yeah, right. Not really. So the big day. So lots of great comedy going on here at Governor's. Come to the Giggle Room tonight. See Rosie. Come back next Friday, and you will see this man, G.D. Fenderson, Ron Kane, Stephen Ortiz, G.D., and then I'll be hosting. It's going to be a lot of fun. And you, my friend, you gave away tickets, what was it, like a month ago, and somebody from Toronto snagged them.
Kevin Moore from Toronto won too. He said he's going to be in town for that.
Very cool. So now this time you've done it again. You're giving away another round of tickets.
Yes.
And I believe you're going to announce today the big winner.
Yes. And basically the rules are just you share the promos and then randomly select. If there's a tie, it was whoever shared the promos the most. And if there's a tie, which there was, a 5-way tie.
Oh wow!
I will randomly grab a name, and I did. And Benny Rizzuti won. And I've already reached out to him. I was reluctant. I didn't want to announce it until I reached out to him and made sure he could make it, and he's going to make it. And so that's it. He won. Now, here's the thing. Since that's it, there's no more tickets to give away. That's it.
Okay.
But you can still get free stuff. Okay? Because here's the deal. I am not a New York comic. You guys don't know me from Adam. And matter of fact, Adam is probably more popular. Doesn't even know what it is. I don't even care what his last name is. You probably know him better than me. So the first 10 people to come through the door of our show, I'm giving them little tickets, like you go to a carnival, you get you keep a raffle.
A raffle ticket, right?
Right, those little ticket stuff.
Okay.
Okay. After the show is over with, you hang out. You get to pick your choice from, as long as supplies last, T-shirt, which I have the most of, and multiple sizes. It's not like I have you wear a XXX and I only have small.
Right.
But T-shirts, hats. My first DVD, actually, technically it's my second DVD, but it's my first DVD. My first DVD, the show was 2 hours long. But we released it as 90 minutes, and so we had cut 20-something minutes out of it. I redid it and put that 20 minutes back in, and we call it the comedian's cut.
Right. Okay. Good.
So I have those DVDs.
Cool.
So you have a choice between a DVD, a T-shirt, a hat, or a deck of playing cards with the flyer from the show on it.
I'm still amazed you have that.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, the funny thing is, whenever there's some shows, and I'm pretty sure both of you have had this, there's some shows that you do in your life, even if they're not the biggest shows, they're just more special to you for some reason.
Yeah.
And this is one. Governors, this is my first time being at Governors. And so this show is, and it's my first time performing with the guys from Coffee with the Dog.
Right.
We've never performed together except, we've done this show, but we've never done comedy together.
Right.
And so this show is special to me for that, for that reason.
That's great.
And I have a deck of cards for every show that I've done that was special to me.
Oh, okay.
And I'll usually get 10 decks, and I have one for myself. And if there's anybody else, usually all my specials are one-man shows. I don't have an opener or anything like that. So I have one deck for me, and then I have maybe the camera guys, camera people will get them, sound person to get them, and if somebody's being my timekeeper, stage managers, they get decks of cards, and that's it.
Nice. Well, save one. I'll even pay you for it.
I got one for you. I've got to dedicate
you're the
for
man.
You on the show. So I've dedicated. That's why I said while supplies last, because
right.
I have a dozen, maybe I have a dozen decks. So you have a deck, Stephen, Ron, and I'm even going to be magnanimous and give Matt Nappo a deck.
He backed out on the show. He doesn't deserve one.
Yeah, he backed out on the show, but it's still, if it weren't for him, I would not know Stephen.
Oh, okay.
And you.
Right.
And you.
Yep. Well, and speaking of Stephen, we need to ask this, and then we're going to let you go because it's almost time to wrap up. We were looking at the show before we went on the air. Is Stephen in the hospital?
He'll be out Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Yes, to answer your question, he's in the hospital.
He's okay?
He's never okay.
Well,
he's a comedian doing comedy in Indiana, okay?
Right.
No, he's not okay.
All right. Well, he's getting out Sunday, so all right. As long as he's getting out, that's a good thing, right?
Yeah. And,
Okay.
And he's getting out because he said he woke up and he couldn't pee.
Oh.
I'm like, I don't know if it's it's like, were you dehydrated? And he says, and he had sex the night before.
Well, this took a turn.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have a filter. Well, I think I do.
No, you
I have a
don't.
filter, but the holes are gaping. There's gaping holes in it. So almost, I have a filter, but the holes are like this big, so it doesn't block anything. So he has like a kidney. I think he has like a stone.
Oh, okay. I've had that. Yeah.
And-
Well, kidney stones are painful.
Yeah, and so apparently they're going to try medicine, and if that doesn't work, the last resort is to do some drilling.
Oh, what?
What?
Are we still talking about the stone? What? I've never heard of
Yeah.
this.
That's what that was the way I understood it. Yeah.
Okay.
Him and Matt, because Matt apparently had been drilled, had the drill in the penis back in the day.
All right. So, now, all right. So next Friday, you guys are we're doing something in here, right?
Yeah, I'll be there. Okay, here's the
Oh my
I will
God,
be there
this is
live for
great.
your show from 11 to whenever you want me to be there.
Okay.
I'm not going to show up at 11 if you say no, you can't come until 1.
No, that's fine. So yeah, all right. So 11. So that's just you, and then the rest of the guys are coming in later in the day to do something in here again.
Yeah, from 6 to 7 or something.
Okay.
Which I don't get it. I don't understand it because it really, if they're trying to promote the show, doing it from 6 to 7 doesn't help.
Yeah,
So
true. All those people last minute plans who want to go out. But I'll talk to them when they're in here next week and find out exactly what in the world you're talking about, because I know you're perverted, and yeah, I just don't know if what you're telling me is true or just wishful thinking.
No, everything I've told you can be heard on the show.
All right.
Now, let's put it this way. If it's true or not, I do not know. I've never inspected Matt's penis, okay? But he talks about it on the show as though it were true. So I'm taking his word for it. I mean, there's certain things, like Tony, if you said that your penis was 12 foot long, I would take your word for it, okay? I'm sorry, I didn't get you, I forgot your name already, the beautiful lady next to you. What's your name?
This is Rosie.
I'm Rosie.
Rosie, let's say, Rosie. If you would have said you had your labial pierced, I would take your word for it.
Well, you'd have to.
It's the same thing with Matt's
Good
penis.
answer.
I would have to take his word for it. I don't know if it's been drilled. He says it was. So that's it.
All right. Well, this is one of the times I've been left speechless on this show.
Yeah, look at us, like.
Well,
I mean, it's like when people ask me if I was when I was a stripper. I have pictures that people took of me when I was a stripper. Now here's the funny thing: I
didn't see that coming.
I know you got to leave soon, but I was walking Pennsylvania, some little town in Pennsylvania. I think it was Levittown because they have a college and I performed there.
Right.
Actually, I did a strip there. I wasn't a comedian back then. I was a musician stripper guy. So I'm walking through Elizabethtown, that little town, college town, and a woman says to me, "You were a dancer, weren't you?" And I said, "Well, yeah, a few years ago." She goes, "Yeah." She goes, I have a picture of you. And I said, "Okay, fine." She goes, and she pulls out her purse, pulls out a wallet, and she's carrying this picture of me from when I was a stripper from like a few years earlier.
Wow.
She's still carrying it around with her. I don't know if she was expecting to see me so I could sign it.
The picture was your face?
No, from the thigh to the head, thigh to head.
Thigh to head. Okay.
Which head?
Yes.
Sounds like a name. Like, here comes Thigh to head.
Yes.
What is your stripper name?
Oh, that's just it. I performed under my own name, and whenever, because I was hired for like private parties, and so like if you hired me and you said I want you to dance for me, and you say, but I want you to be a policeman, then I would have a policeman name. If you hired me and said, yeah, I want you to be a gynecologist, I would have a gynecologist.
That's a thing. Wow, I really am so vanilla. It's.
I'm with you.
I'm like.
with you.
I thought I was spicy. I'm fucking nuts. You see these like ramens that are like extra spicy ramen. I thought I was that. Nope, I'm cup of noodle. Cup of noodle.
All right. right. So we'll talk more about all this next Friday. GD will be in here, and then all the boys will be in here Friday night as well. Congratulations to Benny Rizzuti. Benny, do you know Benny?
I know the name.
Yeah, he's been in the Long Island comedy scene at least.
They're like the
90s.
husband wife.
Him and Nancy.
Yes.
She doesn't do comedy, but she just kind of hangs around and helps promote and supports quite a bit. So congratulations to them, and looking forward to seeing you Monday, pal.
All right. Yeah.
Cool. All right.
And Rosie, it was a pleasure meeting you.
Nice to meet you.
Hi. He'll probably remember me as the guy who just flirted with his wife on air.
Oh, yeah, he's getting used to that now.
All right, we'll see you Monday. Thanks, pal.
All right, take care.
See ya.
All right.
All right. So, whoops. Let me fix this. Okay, there we go. G.D. Fenderson hanging out with us. Wow, that was something.
He looks like he plays the saxophone. I wasn't expecting a gynecologist stripper.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, always interesting talking to those guys. All right, so we're just about out of time. Can we do like 5 more minutes? Is that all right?
Yeah.
All right.
You have any snacks? I'm kidding.
Sometimes I do. That's why I actually look.
I'm kidding. I'm always hungry.
Oh, yeah? Yeah,
I
me too.
revolve my life around what's next to eat, but go on.
Mark Hirschman is watching. Hi, Mark. Mark, we were talking about Mike Keegan quite a bit today.
Oh, that's the other side.
That's the
That's the
Hershey
Hirsch and Keegs.
Yep. And
Hirsch and Keegs.
Mark, you need to have Rosie as a guest. She is fantastic.
Thank you.
But you are in trouble. I'm reading the comments here.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Mark says you're great.
Thank you, Mark.
And where did it go? Somebody said something about a concert. Oh, there it is. Jessica Gross. My first concert was Maroon 5 with my cousin Rosie for my 18th birthday.
I took her to see Maroon 5 at MSG.
Come on.
I'm not into falsetto, but he's quite the
Is he?
Yeah.
Come on. He's a twerp.
He's a tatted twerp.
And he sounds like Mickey Mouse with a cold or something.
I know. I'm not,
Oh.
She liked him, and he's got a couple of good tunes.
Maybe, all right. Maybe three tunes.
I'll give him 3.
This is your niece?
My cousin.
Your cousin. You need to, as her cousin, you love her, you need to fix her life.
I'm just happy she likes music with people that play their own instruments.
All right, I'll give you that.
I'll give her that.
And him and one of the other band members, they went to Five Towns College here in Long Island, so they have a Long Island connection. So they get a little credit for that. But
yes.
But take her to more Pearl Jam shows, would you, please?
No, because the tickets are very hard to come by.
Well, true.
You can't get, people are always like, next time they're in town, you should just take me. I'm like, yeah, okay.
And you probably spend like $2,000 on like front row seats,
It's
right?
ridiculous to get these tickets.
Oh, it's crazy.
I have a lot of connections. I've been lucky with the seats I've gotten.
Really? Mm-hmm. All right. Good to know.
You got to know Boston Lou.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, Lou Blaine.
Yeah. All right.
He is the unofficial, official Pearl Jam master of ceremonies.
Really?
He's a good guy too.
All right. I'm going to keep that in mind.
Yes.
I'm going to reach out to him and say, you remember me? I interviewed your pal Rosie. All right. So before we go, there's one thing I told you about this before. One thing I do, I'm going to give you. So I look at Facebook. I look at some of our mutual friends.
Oh boy.
And I'm just going to throw some names out.
I tell you, I might not know some of these new ones. I stopped allowing the friend requests.
I don't blame you. But it happens. It's happened before. Somebody will just say, "Oh, yeah, I don't know who that is." So, and actually, I already asked you about Benny Rizzuti because he is one of your friends. Mm-hmm. So we already talked about that. We let's see. So just trying to keep tabs on what's going on. You get your own flavor. You got your own flavor, says Jessica. Fix my life burn. Fix my life burn? What? I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Carol's watching. Hi, Carol. Watch Seconds Out on Blockhead TV. Wow, it was great. And they did Mama, such a great old one. Thanks for sharing. You like Genesis at all? Phil Collins?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
How do you not love him?
Oh, yeah.
Poor guy's in bad shape.
Oh, he is in bad shape. Yeah, which is sad
but
to me.
he's amazing.
So, yeah, we did a one of our regular... I don't like calling them viewers or watchers because they bring so much with the comments. So I call them family, extended family. one of our extended family is a guy named Frank Cafora, who is a drummer for a Genesis tribute band.
Okay.
They played in Farmingdale. They did in a studio. They did a live stream this past Friday, and they invited me to come. It was fantastic. I'm a big Genesis. I'm a big music lover in general.
I'm like, that's my thing.
Yeah, me too. I've been to so many concerts, and I love that stuff. These guys were fantastic. They actually asked me to host, which was kind of cool. They're great guys. The show was great. I had such a great time. So that's what Carol's talking about. She went to Blockhead TV on YouTube and watched it. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, she says, bravo, Frank. All right.
Who are these people? I'm curious now. I probably don't even know these people.
So I mentioned Benny already.
Uh-huh.
We talked about Laura Patton already. She was on my list.
Yep.
Andrew Fremder. Yeah, he's a forgettable guy. That's fine. I have, who just commented, I have Mark Hirschman on this list.
Oh, okay. He's the other end of the Kigis.
Yeah.
They're funny.
Oh, they're great. They're really great. Stephen Chapina. Chappina.
Nope. I'm telling you, what happened was in the beginning, I was like, "Oh, look at all these people! They're friends of Eric Haft, and they have mutual friends, and we have 18 or 30 mutual friends, and they're in comedy." I have to say, okay, and
I could get to know them.
You never know. And now it's like, hey, baby.
And she still talked to me after I said that to her. I don't really get it.
I'm like, hey, baby, what? And then I'm like, hi, and they're like, so. What's going on? I'm like, uh-oh.
Yep.
So now I'm like, block, delete. So most don't. So those can stay. The ones that do go away. And now I have
You just rhymed.
Yes, I do that.
That was pretty impressive.
And there's like a line of 35 that I'm leaving in queue and I'm going to do a separate comedy.
Good idea.
They can just have that because it's like weird.
Yeah. Well, Stephen Chapina, so just got into comedy. Do you have, or have you already, do you have any, you looking to go further, like maybe do some acting, or have you done any already? Or I know you sing.
I looked into an improv class that I'm
Okay.
going to try to do maybe sometime later in the year.
Okay. But you haven't done any yet?
No.
Okay. Stephen Chapina runs a dinner theater company as well. So I'm friends with him. I don't really know him that well, but I am friends with him. But he is kind of like competition with me.
Oh.
So that's why I actually threw him in. I wanted to know.
Friendly competition?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
There's no problem. Room for everybody. But like I said, I wanted to feel you out with this to see if, by chance, you were working with him or something.
No. Not spy
I
material.
am going to put you on the spot right here live on the air.
Oh boy.
And I did this to my Tuesday co-host Diane, who I mentioned before.
The musician.
Yes.
Okay.
I put her on the spot on the air actually twice. I put her on the spot and asked her to be my Tuesday co-host right here on the air. Luckily, she agreed. I also put her on the spot and asked her to do one of my murder mystery shows with me and put her on the spot. And she did it, and she was great. So now I am doing the same with you.
Tell me.
I think you'd be great in one of our murder mystery shows.
I know I would be great.
Oh, well, there you go. So I think you should. Jump on and do some shows with us.
Do not ask me this twice. Yes. Yes.
All right, we'll talk about that further.
Sounds good.
All right, last name I have, Brett Fiumara.
Oh, he is Radio Brett.
Radio Brett.
And we have the same last name.
There's no relation?
Not at all. We've
Really?
tried. No, none.
I saw you guys were Facebook friends, and I was like, oh, they must be related.
Freaking hilarious.
He's awesome.
Oh
Love
my God!
Brett.
Did
Love
you see
Brett.
the thing he did on Taco Bell?
I think so.
If there are 300, if just say there's 1,000 views,
Okay.
822 were made. That video, and I told him, and he is always eating with that other guy.
Yes, that other guy.
Sammy cheese. I sent them a message. I want to eat with them so bad. I'm like, I will go anywhere. I'll go to you. Come to Massapequa. I'm in Long Beach. I'll pick them up.
I think he's in Farmingdale. I think.
I don't care where he is.
I saw the other. See this other one they did? They were like in an arcade.
They're nuts.
And they were like.
How about when they do the things together?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They were like getting on like a.
They're like.
Yeah, And they're like,
I have this thing on my head. I forgot. And they're like, we do these things together. We are not related. We try no. And the reason why we I didn't because he doesn't have his last name online.
oh,
He's
he doesn't?
Radio Brett. So it's you wouldn't know he's Fiumara.
No, I think on Facebook it's Fiumara, I think.
I don't know. I'm not sure. At least when I found him, I didn't know.
So how did you find him?
Because I met a comedian at a show who heard my name and said, one of my really good friends is Brett Fiumara.
Yeah, he's on Facebook as Brett Fiumara.
Okay, because I think maybe on Instagram he's Radio Brett.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So he said, you have to be related. And I said, nope. Are you sure you're not related? I said, nope.
That's crazy.
So that's how we found out, and then we're definitely not. But there's also a family of Fiumaras, 3 brothers in Oceanside.
Oh, yeah?
One is now city council in Long Beach. They own like bars and restaurants. Not related to them at all. I mean, it's my married name, but I'm still not related either way
Right.
to any of these Fiumaras.
All right, so...
But Brett, if you're watching or hear anybody, I want to eat some Sammy's. Figure this out.
Oh, Jessica, I'm sorry. She said that she's saying that I said you have to fix her life. So she's saying that I burned her like it's an insult. I was just joking.
That's all right.
You have all your Maroon 5 love. You can have them. But now, Stout Observations says, I hear she hates Pearl Jam. But now, what is this? East End PK says Rosie's puppet show is hilarious.
Oh, boy.
What is that? Do you have a puppet show?
I do.
You've been holding out. We've been on the air since 11 o'clock.
You know what? I didn't think I'll bring them next time. You have me back on, I'll bring my puppets. It's a silly thing I do with my son in the kitchen.
Really?
It's the way I can talk a lot of shit without saying it from me. It's the little puppet that says it.
Well, I just think, first off, you're here now. You're now a part of the family.
Thank you.
Open invite, because this was fantastic. This was
a
lot of fun. I don't blame you if you don't want to come back next Friday when GD is here, because I'd be a little scared about that too. But if you want to.
Well, I'm just afraid he's going to take off his clothes and unleash that 12-foot thing and act like a gynecologist in the parking lot and give
I've
me
heard,
a deck of cards.
And it's a lot
of things.
It's all dreadlocks down there too.
I know.
It's scary.
God knows what goes on.
Yeah. There'll be like midgets in there.
Definite little people climbing up those rods, ropes, or whatever you want to call them. So, is he coming to the party?
He is.
Ugh.
That'll be his first time ever setting foot in Governors. Yeah.
And last.
I'm still like contemplating. I might just say I have no idea who that is.
I'm definitely going to say that.
I might need you to protect me from him.
Don't you worry.
PK is Phyllis. Oh, okay. East End PK. All right. Hi, Phyllis.
Hi, Phyllis.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. This really was a lot of fun.
It was fun.
It was awesome.
Thank you, Tony.
Don't forget, tonight, in the Giggle Room, great show. Fat Jay and a host of other great performers down there in the Giggle Room. Come see Rosie. She's great. She really is great. So please, come on down. The Dreaded Stripper, he calls him. GD is still watching. He calls himself the Dreaded Stripper.
That's the perfect name.
Cammy Unger says it is hysterical. You must have her back with her puppets. Absolutely. Absolutely. Would love to do that. Also playing Governor's stages this weekend. Adam Ferrara is playing the main club tonight and tomorrow. They're already clearing out some tables. He's filming a special.
I see. Did you watch Nurse Jackie?
Oh, yeah, he was on that.
I love that show.
Yeah, and he's
great.
He
was great.
Now,
He's going to be here tonight?
He's going to be here tonight. Yes. You make sure, if you can, because they don't like it if you're not a part of the main show, like nobody can just walk into the green room. Unless the door's open. Well, yeah, you're Rosie. You can walk in. Adam is one of the nicest guys. I'm actually pissed off because whenever I am in here, because sometimes I'll go live in here while the shows are on, and I'll grab the comedians after they come off. How was the show? How'd it go?
I just go housekeeping, and
that's all. Oh, it's a good idea. Yeah, and plus, of course.
Thank you.
So, but Adam comes in every time, but unfortunately this weekend I can't get here. But He is the nicest guy. So if you're able to talk to him, he really is a sweetheart. Such a great guy. So I highly recommend you seek him out and say hello. So that's this weekend, Adam Ferrara. Here's the flyer for the show. Rosie's in. Fat Jay is headlining. Jason Mercado, Lou Pratz, who's one of the greatest guys around. Your buddy Danny Calabrese is in it, and a bunch of other great comedians. That's tonight in the Giggle Room. Tomorrow night in the Giggle Room, Charlie Paquette and friends. Our pal Tyler Noble is in that show, so go check that out. At the Brokerage this weekend, J.P. Sears, Friday and Saturday, and tonight after J.P. Sears, the Late Show is an open mic. Out in McGuire's this weekend, Friday and Saturday, our pal Mark Riccadonna, who, I feel bad. Mark is a buddy of mine. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get out there to see him. But he is fantastic. Lots of choices. I don't know. Yeah, it's very hard to make a decision where to go this weekend. Don't forget Louis C.K. is playing here in February. And once again, don't forget Friday, January 24th, the Fresh Brewed Comedy Show with Ron Kane, G.D. Fenderson, Stephen Ortiz, and I'll be hosting. Go to govs.com to make your reservations to all these great shows. Go to knockemdeadcomedy.com to find out our schedule, as well as information on how you can hire us for your private event, your corporate event, your fundraiser, or whatever you got going on. All right, it is time to get out of here. There's Fremder. Have a good one, having one. Have a good one, having one. Be well, stay funny. Okay. Okay. Thanks again. This was great.
This was great.
So you haven't, as far as to find out, keep tabs with you, right? So you're going to develop a comedy page. So
I'm working on it.
So you don't have social media yet.
Not specific, but I have my social media team at work is going to work with me.
Would that be your son?
No, although he's better at it than I am, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All right, we're out. Everybody have a great weekend. What else? Tonight at 8 o'clock, Don is talking to Silvio D'Onofrio. If you don't know who Silvio D'Onofrio is, if you've been watching any of the videos that Fat Jay makes on social media, Silvio is the guy that's always there with him. Great, really nice guy, funny comedian. So he'll be on Donversations with Don Sill tonight at 8 o'clock here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. And that's it. Coffee with the Dog, Monday morning at 9 a.m. We'll be back here Monday, me and Jeff Skelzy. And but they're saying snow's coming.
I know.
Yeah,
it's my birthday. It snows.
That's right.
Always.
Really? Is that right?
It's a thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Nah.
Yeah. Well, happy birthday anyway.
Thank you.
All right, we're out of here. Everybody have a great day. See you guys later.